Hello students, and welcome to another English lesson. This is an English lesson in grade 7 of primary school. Our topic today is health. My name is Iva, and I'm your teacher today. In today's lesson, you will listen to a text about the influence of technology. You will name some common health problems caused by technology and write about the influence of technology on your health using present perfect simple. For the lesson, you need a notebook, a pencil or a pen, tablet, laptop or smartphone with internet connection, and a QR code scanner if you have one. For the beginning of the lesson, let me ask you a question. How many screens have you got in your house? Can you name these screens? Which ones do you use every day? Do you use your phone, your tablet, your laptop or your computer? Do you watch TV? Or do you play video games? Which of the mentioned screens do you use the most? What do you use it for? How much time do you spend on using it daily? At what time of the day do you use it the most? And where do you keep your phone while sleeping? Now pause the video, open your notebook, and answer these questions in your notebook. Think about yourself as a technology user. Are you an active user or a passive user? What does an active user do? He or she writes posts, comments, reacts, and communicates with others. And the passive user scrolls through the content and doesn't react in any way. Think about this for a minute and tell me your answer. Before watching a video, think about the answers to these questions. How long before sleeping should you turn your mobile off? Is it healthy to keep your phone close to you while sleeping? What can you do to prevent yourself from using phone before you go to bed? You can pause the video and think about the answers to these questions. Copy this link into your browser, bit.ly teens screens 7, and watch a video about the influence of screens before going to bed. While watching the video, answer these questions. What prevents teens and adolescents from going to sleep? How much time before sleep should teens and adolescents stop using screens? Why is it not healthy to play on the phone or computer before going to bed? And what does Dr. Friedman advise? When you're finished, start the video again. Let's check the answers. What prevents teens and adolescents from going to sleep? The thing that prevents teens and adolescents from going to sleep is being on their phones or using other devices. How long before sleep should teens and adolescents stop using screens? Teens and adolescents should stop using screens at least 1 hour before sleep. Why is it not healthy to play on the phone or computer before going to bed? Playing on the phone or computer arouses the brain and prevents you from falling to sleep. And what does Dr. Friedman advise? He advises not to charge or keep your phone in the bedroom overnight. Now think about the answers to the questions you have answered before watching the video. How are your answers different than these? We all know that technology influences our health, but in what way? What are some of the most common health problems that happen because of technology? Can you name some problems? Obesity, diabetes, heart problems, short-sightedness, addiction, insomnia, lack of social skills, and a lack of self-confidence. Do you understand these words? Let's check the understanding by playing a game. You can copy this link into your browser or scan this QR code to play the game. Link is bit.ly health problems 7. In the game, you need to match these words to their definitions: obesity, addiction, social skills, self-confidence, insomnia, and short-sightedness. You can pause the video and do the task. And here are the correct solutions. Social skills are skills used to communicate with others. Self-confidence is belief in yourself and your abilities. Insomnia, trouble falling and or staying asleep. Short-sightedness, eye condition in which distant objects seem blurred and close objects seem clear. Obesity, the state of being overweight. And addiction, when somebody just can't stop doing something. We can sort the problems we have just mentioned into two categories: physical health and mental health. Take a few moments, open your notebook, and try to sort these words into these two categories. Obesity is connected to physical health. Insomnia, mental health, even though it can have physical effects. Heart disease, physical health. Diabetes, also physical health. Addiction, mental health. Short-sightedness, physical health. Lack of self-confidence, mental health. And lack of social skills, mental health. Have you ever had any problems caused by technology? Think about these sentences. I have spent more than 5 hours in front of a screen. I have stayed up long because of my phone. I have had problems with sleep because of technology. I have felt like I would rather be on my phone than hang out with my friends. And I have had some other problems because of technology. How many of these sentences are true for you? You can copy these sentences into your notebook, and next to each sentence you agree with, put a tick. How many ticks have you got? Do you recognize this tense written in blue? You have already learned about this tense in your previous lessons. This tense is called present perfect simple. You have learned that we use present perfect simple to talk about unfinished actions that started in the past and still continue up to now. We also use this tense to talk about our experience in life so far. With present perfect simple, we use some signal words like ever, never, since, and for. And today, we will learn how to use present perfect simple with yet and with already. Let's read the sentences. I haven't created Snapchat account yet. My friend has already visited a therapist because of his tech-caused problems. What do yet and already tell us? Already tells us that something has happened, usually earlier than expected. We use already in affirmative sentences. For example, I have already read the book. And where do we put already in a sentence? As you can see here, already comes between the verb have or has and the main verb of the sentence. And yet tells us that something hasn't happened but is expected to happen soon. We use yet in negative sentences and in questions. And yet comes at the end of the sentence. For example, I haven't read the book yet. Here is a game to practice the use of already and yet. You can pause the video and copy this link into your browser, bit.ly already yet 7. Or you can scan this QR code to play the game. When you are done, start the video again. We have talked about the influence of too much screen time before bed and the influence of too much screen time in general. But what can we do instead of being in front of the screen? Can you give me some ideas? You can read a book. You can go on a bike ride. You can do some other exercise. You can hang out with your friends. You can go for a walk. Or you can take up some other hobbies. Your task for the end of the lesson is to write a text, 70 to 80 words, about your problems caused by technology. What problems have you had? How has technology influenced your health? Has anyone around you had problems because of technology? What kind of problems and why? And what can you do to prevent these problems? In your writing, you have to use present perfect simple, already and yet. Send your text to your teacher for feedback. To assess your work, your teacher will use this writing assessment rubric and assess the use of present perfect, the content of your work, your vocabulary, and spelling. For the end of the lesson, you will open this link on your device, bit.ly exit health, or scan this QR code. You have to post a note in which you will write 3 things you have learned in today's lesson, 2 things you still have to work on, and 1 way in which you can use what you have learned. To start writing, you need to click on the first icon, the one showing paper and a pen. And dear students, this is it for today's lesson. Goodbye until next time.